Today, I'm going to talk about my experiences with the Typhur Dome air fryer. Now, little disclaimer here, Typhur sent us this unit to test and play with, but they did not give us any money to do this, and they did not tell me what to say, and they did not ask to see the video before it gets released. So they'll be just as surprised as you. Now, I want to talk about my experience with air fryers in general. For many years, when they were like the biggest, newest thing, everybody wanted to get one. I was like, nope, I don't need one. It's just a convection oven. That's all it is. It's just using a fan to move air around. It's not really frying anything. And while I still hold true to the fact that it's not actually frying anything, my opinion has changed a little bit. When we started doing this show, we actually decided, let's get one because everybody's using them. We probably should, and like kind of join in on the bandwagon and see what all the hype is about and see if it's actually useful for us. So we got one. We got a Kasori and it works wonderfully. We still have it. Probably not going to use it so much since we got this. Just a little foreshadowing there. But it had one major drawback that always bothered me, and I'm going to show you. This is the basket for our Kasori air fryer. Notice how deep it is, and also notice it's not very wide. So here's what happens. When you put food in there, you can't spread it out evenly without it stacking on top of itself. That was always a big problem, and it limited how much I could cook with it. Not the quality of cook that it gave, but how much food could be cooked in there. Like, for instance, if you take French fries, you want an even single layer. Well, in a basket like that, you're going to get like 6 fries. You're just not going to get much. So if you're cooking for even 2 people, you need something larger. The Typhur takes care of that with a nice, wide, flat. I mean, look at the size of that compared to the other one. It's easily twice the size, but notice how shallow it is. That's a limiting factor, but not that much. You can still fit pretty big things in there that high. Before I go too much further, let's say what the company line is for this particular unit. America's Test Kitchen has actually recommended this fryer as one of the best of 2024. It's also voted as the top large capacity air fryer for 2024 by Reviewed USA Today. They also claim it's #1 in cooking speed, and it cooks meals 30% faster than conventional air fryers. Now, I know why it does that. Partially because of the larger surface area. There's a lot more air circulating around the food, which is a good thing, like we talked about. But also, this has a little trick. It goes up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Our old one only went to 400. They also say it has whisper quiet operation at only 55 decibels. We're going to test that in a few minutes and I'll let you know, but I can tell you that it is actually really, really quiet compared to other air fryers that we've seen. It has a self-cleaning mode that you can activate from the app, and they recommend doing it about once a month. Now, I didn't actually get to use that because we haven't had it for a month. We've actually had it for about 3 weeks, but one of those weeks we were completely out of the country. So I've really only had about 2 weeks worth of experience with this, but that doesn't mean we haven't put it through its paces. We've used it a lot. It also has a lot of convenience features, and it's really, really simple to use. It has 10 preset cooking modes, but it's also basically just time and temperature. That's really all you need to worry about for the most part, but the preset modes are nice. And you can monitor it from your cell phone because it has a smartphone app. So you can basically start it, stop it, change things. It lets you know when it's done, all sorts of things. It's actually really, really cool. The cleanup on this is not to be underestimated. This old basket here is kind of gross. I'm not showing you the inside because no matter how much we try to clean it, it just doesn't ever really come clean. There's always just like this layer stuck to it. Whereas the non-stick ceramic coating on this one comes super clean. We actually saw that in the cooking. There was a few different items that had batters and whatnot on them that when I cooked them and removed them from the pan, they came right off, and so did everything with them. Nothing stuck to it. And even the little bits that were there wiped right off, came off super easy. That's the kind of thing that really can make or break a unit like this. If it works that well and it's that easy to clean up, you're going to use it more often, because an item that takes forever to clean or never gets clean, you're not going to feel as good about using it. Okay, they say this thing is quiet. Let's plug it in and find out. Okay, so I'm going to test the sound of this. How loud is it? And for that, I'm using a different microphone, but I'm keeping the level the same so that you can hear my voice and know how loud my voice is. And then when I start up the air fryer, I'm going to hold this right next to it so that you can hear that too. Okay, here we go. Now, if I move it to the back, and that's it. That's how loud this thing is. That's literally right on top of it. From just a couple of feet away, I don't think you could even hear it. Let's try. Okay, that concludes the audio test portion of the show. I do have some clips that I've made of things that we've cooked in this, and I have some notes to go along with them. So I'm going to show you those clips and tell you what I thought as we do those. I made a marinated tempeh that we just marinated in, soy sauce and sesame oil, that kind of thing. It came out beautiful with a nice crust and essentially nothing stuck to it. This was actually one of the first things we did. It was absolutely impressive. Then after that, we tried a marinated tofu, and that also worked perfectly, giving just a little bit of a crispy edge while not drying out. Then we did the classic crescent rolls, the ones that come in a tube that you get in the grocery store. Those are 100% plant-based if you choose the right ones, by the way. And they came out golden brown and delicious, just as expected, if not healthy. Pizza. Okay. This worked, but not as well as I would have liked. The parchment might have prevented browning of the crust, so as a result, I purchased a small pizza stone to correct that. That's right, I have like a little 10-inch pizza stone that fits right in the air fryer to provide a nice crispy crust. There'll be a link to that in the description. We also did tofu chunks and cauliflower. Now, I do this to make kind of a barbecue, but that's another video. We should probably do a video on that one. But anyway, the cauliflower was perfect. It was still juicy, but had a little bit of a crispy edge to it. The tofu was coated in a batter and came out absolutely amazing. It was chewy in the middle and just enough crunch on the outside. We tried the Light Life plant-based bacon, and that worked well enough. I might need to experiment more with temperature and time, but it was easily as good as frying in a pan, but without all the extra oil. Frozen plant-based meatballs. Okay, this actually worked perfectly. I couldn't expect it to come out better than they did with this. I didn't use any extra oil. They had the perfect little crust on the outside, and they stayed tender and juicy in the middle. They were absolutely fantastic. Cheddar garlic bread. Okay, this is just a bun with butter and dried garlic on top, but this worked like a charm. Normally I'd have to bake it in the oven, which wastes a ton of energy because you have to wait for the oven to heat up, or you have to put it under the broiler and you could burn. With this, it took just a few minutes and it made a beautifully crunchy garlic bread. Veggie medley. This is just a toss them all in and go style method. Using the roast function, the veggies all cooked perfectly with no singeing or burning and nothing dried out. I would have actually liked to have cooked this a little bit longer. I think I did actually run it a little bit longer than the typical roast function, but that's part of cooking. Every once in a while you got to make adjustments, and it still came out really wonderful. All the potatoes cooked through, all the other veggies cooked perfectly. Roasted potatoes and broccoli. This one, the potatoes were perfect. They actually came out just a little bit crunchy on the outside, perfect in the middle. I might have overdone the broccoli. I probably could have left it in less time, because what happened is like the tips, the actual little like flowers on the end of the broccoli kind of got dried out and was a little crunchy. So that's my fault. I'm not going to blame the air fryer for that. I probably just need some more experimentation on that. We also, at the end of it, threw in a seitan that I had made earlier just to heat it up, and that worked perfectly, heating it to perfection without drying it out, and I didn't have to add any extra fats or oils. That's kind of the beauty of cooking with an air fryer like this, is I haven't really been using the oils or the extra fats to cook with, making it less calories, less fat, healthier overall. So overall, I love this thing. It's absolutely replaced our other air fryer. I probably use it every single day. When I'm going to cook something, I actually say, can I do that in the air fryer? If it's possible, I try to, for a couple of reasons. One, uses less oil, makes it a little more healthy. Two, uses a lot less energy. So this uses a lot less electricity than our standard stove or oven does. So if I can do it in here, it's probably saving us a little bit of money too. And three, it's faster. In almost every single instance, it's going to be faster to cook in here than it's going to be to use your oven. Typhur is offering a discount code to all of our viewers. If you type in the code that I'm going to put on the screen right here, it's Bistro10 off, but I'm going to spell it out for you right on the screen. You can get 10% off. They're also having a holiday sale at their website at typhur.com. I'm going to have links to this in the description and links to their website. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on The Bistro.